There are three main questions that you should be asking about Social Security. When should you take it? And is it going to be around? We're going to get into all of that. That's what this video is about. How should you do Social Security? And I'm going to have a little different take than you may have heard before. So stay tuned. Let's talk about that. First, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do. You know how that works right below. It'll allow us to stay in touch with you. Now let's get into it. One of the first questions that I almost always get about Social Security is, Tim, can I count on this? Is it going to be there when I am ready to retire? Or how long is it going to be there for me in retirement? You know, I saw that Congress had this thing and it said that if they don't do something by 2032, and I have clients all the time say that Social Security is going to be gone. No, that is not what they said. If someone does not repair Social Security by 2032, benefits are going to be cut by up to 20%. That's not saying they're going to be taken away. That's saying it's going to be cut. Now, could that happen? Absolutely. That's a real possibility that that could happen. But we need to look at long term. I think Social Security is going to still be around. I don't believe it's going to go anywhere, but I do think there's a really good chance that benefits could be reduced unless someone in Congress and in the government does something about it. One of the big questions is, when should I take Social Security? Well, the way that I look at it, and this is where I'm a little different than a lot of people. I've got software and I can plug your numbers into the software and we can look, statistically this and that. Listen, here's what I say. Let's look at how long your immediate family live. Let's look and see if most everyone in your family passed away young. I don't think it would be a bad idea to start Social Security earlier. But conversely, if you're like me and most everybody in my family lived to their 80s or 90s, I would probably for myself say, let's defer Social Security as long as we can, because that's going to make a huge difference. The difference between taking Social Security at 62 and 70, it's not quite twice as much, but it's almost twice as much. It's a huge difference. And another thing that people need to think about with Social Security is, for example, in my case, I'm going to have higher Social Security than my wife. So if and when I pass first, whatever my Social Security is, that's now going to be my wife's survivor benefit. So there's a lot of different moving parts to look at. But what I like to look at literally is, how long did people in your family live? And if you're going to tell me 80s, 90s, even hundreds, we may want to defer. And then the last thing I'll say about this is, typically, now everybody's different. That's why we do that fact finder with everyone to figure out your exact needs. But in most cases, the lower income person, we can go ahead and turn on Social Security early, 62, go ahead and turn it on. But the person that's going to have the bigger Social Security, let's figure out how we can defer that as long as we can so you can get as much income as you can. And again, then if that higher income earner dies first, that amount's going to go as the benefit for the survivor. A lot of the information that I'm talking to you about, you can get right from my book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success. There's a whole section in here on Social Security. When should you take it? How does it work? Where did it come from? All of that's in the book. You can get a free copy right down at the link below. Social Security being taxed, honestly, is one of my pet peeves, because you pay tax your whole life to get Social Security. And then if you make too much money before your full retirement age, they will tax it. That does happen. And they can tax up to 85% of it based on how much you make. Now, those numbers change all the time. You can check and see what it is this year. But if you make too much money before your full retirement age, they do tax it. So it essentially comes down to, again, making a wise plan. If you are still going to be working and still have a pretty decent income, let's probably most likely plan on not turning on your Social Security until either your full retirement age or you do retire. So we don't have too much income, so we can stay away from taxes. One of the things that we do here at Safe Money Retirement is help people plan for taxes wisely, and Social Security absolutely is part of that conversation. I hope this video helped a whole lot today. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.